Donald Trump has now openly admitted that he is serious about running for a third term. He was asked by the host of NBC's Meet the Press whether or not he was joking when he has been talking about running for a third term, and he said clearly, "No, I'm not joking," and he even discussed ways in which he might do it.
Latest on President Trump considering running for a third term, an idea that would require violating the Constitution's term limits for presidents.
President Trump this morning says he is considering his options to serve another term in the White House. In a phone interview with NBC, Trump saying, quote, "There are methods which you could do it."
This, to me, has been predictable from the start. The way to read Trump and to predict his behaviors is based on the central facet of his psychology, which is a kind of black hole within that seeks and sucks in attention wherever it can be found. It's an attention that he never really received as a child, and it's the only currency he really knows. He never knew affection. All he's had is attention, and that may be negative attention, anger, irritation, rejection, disdain, or it may even be positive attention. But whatever it is, doesn't matter. The contents of the attention is less important than the experience of it. And so what he's always going to do is the thing that gains him the most attention. So in the coming years, he will flirt with the idea of running for a third term again and again, just as he is doing now, and describe, as he has clearly done, that he is really thinking about it and ways in which it might come about. The problem, of course, is that it is unconstitutional for him to run for a third term. The 22nd Amendment of the US Constitution is very clear. No president can get elected to the office more than twice. Once you've been in twice, that's the end of it. So you cannot run for election a third time. One way Trump has considered openly circumventing that is running for vice president with Vance, and when Vice becomes president, then he will automatically cede the power to him. However, that is also against the Constitution, because nobody is allowed to run for vice president who is not also eligible to become president. That is the 12th Amendment of the Constitution. So there is actually no legal way, directly or indirectly, for him to run for a third term. That, however, will not stop him continually talking about it all the way up to the nomination phase of the next election. And then when the time comes, he will then be faced with a choice. The choice will be either to drop out of politics altogether, like every other president who served 2 terms ever since FDR has done, so Obama, Bush, Reagan, and so on, which means the knowing relinquishing of the limelight, saying goodbye to all the attention, all the pomp, all the ceremony, all of the spotlights, or creating one of the biggest ever constitutional crises in the history of the United States and defying the Supreme Court, because without doubt the Democrats would challenge it all the way up to the Supreme Court. Very unlikely they would allow Trump to go ahead with that, and run anyway. Now, the second of those 2 options is the one that guarantees maximal attention at the point of the decision and beyond. And of course, if he gets away with it and stays in office, that attention then continues, potentially indefinitely. And all of the resistance that it raises will continue to fuel that attention, because nobody's going to just shrug and say, okay then. At least half the country will rise up in fury at that prospect, and he will love it. So when he gets to that juncture, having trailed it 4 years of making a specific decision about this, I think we can predict quite clearly that he will make the decision that maximizes the attention he achieves. And that is to actually run in the end for a third term, defying all other authorities and mandates. And given the other aspect of his character, the bullying that not only he but those in his close circle and family regularly engage in, it is almost certain that they will force the Republican Party to go along behind them. At that point, the Republican Party will effectively have destroyed itself. But that's okay for Trump, so long as he retains his place as the center of attention. I hope I'm wrong with this prediction. I really do. But Trump, unfortunately, has proved time and time again that when it comes to his addiction to and craving for attention, the path he chooses is all too predictable. Thank you for watching my video. I'm a psychiatrist. I'm also interested in philosophy and public policy and politics. And I aim to make a number of videos about these subjects, and particularly the intersection between them. If you're able to like and subscribe to this channel, then it'll really help. And also put in some comments whenever you can. That'll really help the algorithm. It'll really help promote this channel to other people. Now, beyond that, we are all, unfortunately, at the behest of a very small number of people who seem to run everything these days. And we or all at the whim of a tech oligarch who could decide tomorrow to end a channel like this because it's not in their favor. And because of that, I've set up a kind of email newsletter, which you can subscribe to. At the top of the channel, you'll see a web address. Please go there and subscribe to my newsletter. That way you can stay in touch with the videos I'm making. At least we can keep the content flowing. So I hope you can do that. And I hope we can keep talking and also gain clarity, not just about what's happening right now, but how we can get through this, how we can improve things to make a better tomorrow together. Thank you.